Overflowing with creative ideas but can't decide which ones are essential for your new print-on-demand business? Then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll tell you how to focus your ideas by finding a niche market for your online store. What is a niche? A niche is a specialized market that attracts a specific audience. With a niche-oriented business, you're able to meet the demand of a smaller section of the population whose interests aren't addressed by the mainstream providers. Why sell to a specific niche? From a pragmatic point of view, if you start with a niche store, you'll be able to create a much stronger branding. This will play an important role in the long run. With an established brand, you can build a loyal customer base and expand your product catalog with products that match your brand's personality. To give you a better understanding, I'll show you stories of two different stores and then go through the key points that connect them. First up, we have Joe Kim from Bell Campaign. He founded his company back in 2008, and this is how it all started.
A worker at my church, she was going to a conference, and this was the time when church t-shirts for conferences were like really bad, and many people could argue it's still pretty bad. So she knew I was in art school and she asked me if I could design a t-shirt. I reluctantly said yes, and then after the conference I didn't go, but I heard that the group was just bombarded by other groups saying, where did you get that t-shirt? How can I order one? And then the students started actually wearing it to weekends and parties and over again. So it wasn't just relegated to the pajama drawer. And I knew there was a market and a need for like well-designed Christian t-shirts.
For our second example, we have a brand called Classic Dad, and here's what its co-creator Daniel Stone has to say about it.
I think what sets us apart from our competition is the variety of products and also the original content that we create. We have a lot of dadisms and dad attitude designs, and we get our inspiration from our dads and father figures we had growing up. So Classic Dads developed a pretty active and lively community. We didn't really plan for it. It just kind of organically and naturally happened. There's a debate of what type of shirt does your typical dad want and who is your typical dad. The new dads want the trim, more athletic fit. And then we have a lot of older dads, and the older dads kind of want the comfort in the room to stretch around and be able to wear the shirt while they're watching a football game or grilling at home.
Despite how different these two stores may appear, here's what both of them have in common. An idea behind their brand that resonates with an existing community, confidence in the individuality of their content. I believe that they represent this idea better than anyone on the market by providing high-quality products. Most importantly, both of them have their own niche. What truly separates one niche from another is the people who buy these products. How do you find your niche market? Look at it from an existential perspective. Before you open a store that sells products, give it a reason to exist. As Simon Sinek wrote in his book Start With Why, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Find a reason why you're doing this besides to make a profit. Profit is an outcome. You need a deeper why. Put yourself in your customer's shoes and think about it from their perspective. What would motivate me to buy this specific product? The content on your store should be united by a single idea that relates to a like-minded community that would buy from you just to support that idea. So here's how you can approach this. Identify personal interests. You should pick a niche that relates to your passions and personal experiences, like you've seen on the example of Bell Campaign and Classic Dad. There's no golden rule that will guarantee success. You'll just have to try. Just remember that if your target audience is everyone, then your niche isn't defined enough. But if it's too small, then you won't have that many customers or sales. Identify your competitors. Next, find out what's already happening on the market. You might find that nobody else out there caters to your niche, which could be a golden opportunity for you. Or you might find that your target market is a little crowded. Don't be afraid of competition. Not only does it validate the profitability of your niche, but it leads to innovation as well. New ideas will resonate with your customers and drive them to you. Competition does mean that you'll have to work harder to give people a reason to choose you. It might be product quality, outstanding customer service, or the number of products you offer. Whatever it is customers in your niche care about the most. Which brings me to the next stage. Perform an SEO analysis of your niche. SEO, or search engine optimization, is the process of making your website rank higher in Google in order to bring in visitors. Take advantage of our marketing tools page and pinpoint what is it that people are searching for online. Tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush will help you find the data behind Google searches. You need to start by identifying the main keywords that are relevant to your niche. Come up with a list of words that you would use to search for that specific niche. After that, run an SEO analysis on each of them. I'll show you how it looks in Ahrefs in a moment. One of the important metrics that evaluates profitability and audience interest in your niche is search volume. This is an estimated number of searches for a particular keyword in a given time. A high search volume means that there's a lot of interest in your niche, but there's also a lot of competition. That's why you should also pay attention to keyword difficulty, that describes how difficult it would be to rank for a keyword or search query. The higher the difficulty, the bigger the competition to get in the top 10 search results for that keyword. Let's look at this keyword 1980s as an example. As you can see, it has high search volume, which indicates its popularity in online searches. Next to the search volume, you can also see the keyword difficulty. This means that there are a lot of other sources that rank for this keyword. So if you want your store to show up, you'll have to invest a lot in advertising. The top 3 search results receive 75.1% of all clicks per search, and for a starting business, it's going to be hard to compete. When starting out, it's best to focus on keywords with low difficulty and high search volume. If I'm planning to open a store that is inspired by 80s aesthetic, I can narrow it down to something like synthwave art that would still fall under that category. Let's compare the results. The keyword difficulty plummets, however the search volume is relatively high. This will be an ideal keyword to target for my niche. SEO will be the greatest foundation to build your store, so it's best that you familiarize with it at an early stage. That's why I recommend visiting our blog and going through our SEO beginner's guide to better understand it. Come up with a solution to your niche audience's problem. Once you've narrowed down your interests to a profitable niche with enough online interest and little competition, start looking at what your potential customers need. Browse public forums like Quora, Reddit, or specific Facebook groups and look at what problems people in your niche experience that can be solved with your unique product. Always remember to approach the niche searching process with this in mind. It's not the product or service, it's the people who use it that defines a niche. Act in your audience's best interests, keep tabs on your market, and find new ways to interact with your audience to remain their one-stop shop in the long term. I hope this video will help you put your thoughts together to find the right niche for you. Now you just need to experiment with your niche and products that might appeal to it. And the good news? With Printful, you can test new concepts without investing in massive amounts of inventory. There's nothing stopping you, so go for it.